Welcome back to Winners and Losers, everybody. I'm feeling a little bit sad today, but we're not going to be talking about Manchester United. Luckily, I've been cheered up because I'm joined by Dougie Critchley. Dukes, how's your weekend, buddy?
It was good, thank you. Yeah, very nice. I had to do a big run because I'm in training for a marathon at the moment, so I did that on Saturday, and then went to a nice little place in Borough Market for some drinks on Saturday, so it was very nice before City's humbling. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, not too bad. Got a little bit pissed before UCL review, which me and Dougie did on EFD. If you haven't watched that already, go and check it out. On Friday night, went out on Saturday, and then sad, crying into my pillow yesterday after Manchester United got knocked out of the Europa League. But yeah, let's talk about the talking point this week, dudes, because it is going to be about Manchester City after that defeat to Lyon, because quite frankly, not enough people care about the Europa League for us to put United in there. And I've got written down here a suggestion from the Noob Master. He says, Pep to leave Man City, ? What is going on?
Yeah, not totally sure, to be honest. That came from @the_Noob_Master69. What a handle. But yeah, the Mirror are reporting that Pep Guardiola may be looking to leave the Etihad, with Man City supposedly eyeing up Mauricio Pochettino as his replacement. Obviously, Man City were humbled by Lyon on Saturday night. 3-1 defeat. A lot of criticism for Pep about the formation that he played, playing KDB wide right on the first half. Didn't look comfortable in that formation. Apparently, they'd only played it for 3 days in the build-up beforehand. And it seemed like a risk even that had really backfired at the end of the game, exiting at the quarter-final stage once again. Do I think they'll replace Pep Guardiola? Absolutely not. But, you know, the Mirror are reporting it, so we wanted to talk about the potential of it. I think it seems more likely that he'll leave at the end of his current contract, which, as we all know, expires in 2021. But it was a pretty disappointing season for them. We can't really dress it up any other way. They were unable to compete with Liverpool in the Premier League. They finished 18 points behind them. And it's safe to say that City's hierarchy don't view it as a successful season one bit. Chairman Khaldoon Al-Mubarak admitted he was not happy with their season. However, according to other reports that we've heard, Pep is keen to stay on at the Sky Blues. Of course, being the winner that he is, he won't want to leave on that note. I mean, it really was a really disappointing evening for them. Yes, they had some bad luck with some decisions along the way, not least that Moussa Dembele goal that probably should have been ruled out for offside, and Aymeric Laporte also was tripped in the build-up, but a really tepid display from Man City, really. And Pep now has just 10 months left on his contract, runs till 2021, as I said. He's never stayed at a club longer than 4 years, and 2020-2021, so next season, will be his fifth. But Joe, do you agree with me? It feels like he won't leave this summer, but you know, things are starting to unravel slightly for Pep at Man City. Really needs a big summer.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have a big summer as well. I totally agree. Pep Guardiola's going absolutely nowhere this summer. He is the best manager Manchester City could possibly have in the dugout right now. I still think he's maybe first, second best manager in the world alongside Jurgen Klopp. So why they'd sack him, they'd be absolutely bonkers to sack him. Of course, he's going to come under pressure because this is deemed as a failure of a season for Manchester City. But it's deemed as a failure of a season partially down to the exacting standards that Pep Guardiola himself has set at Manchester City and throughout his career. So I agree with some people saying, it's been a very disappointing season for Pep Guardiola, but he's not going to be sacked at all. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised to see him sign a contract extension in the coming weeks, because he's going to want to win this Champions League more than anything in his career, I think, to be honest with you. He was brought in to win the European Cup, and he hasn't managed it. It's now, is it a decade, 9-10 years since he was last in a Champions League final and last won a Champions League final. So he'll be determined to turn around that hoodoo. And, when I was reading his book a few months ago, he was talking about, I think his brother was talking about how it's his dream to manage at the national level as well with Brazil. I think 2022 will probably come too early for that, but I could see that happening maybe 2026. Some of the reports are linking him to Juventus. I think maybe a little bit too early for me anyway. I just think that Pep Guardiola's nailed on to be Manchester City manager, still the first or second best manager in the world. And he's going to go out and sign some special players this summer. We've already seen him bring in Nathan Ake and Ferran Torres. Are they the sort of players that are going to take them to that next step of winning the Champions League and get them over that hurdle of the quarterfinals? I'm not so sure, but I think they will sign somebody this summer that will help them do that, because at the end of the day, we spoke about it on that UCL review, it was their finishing really that let them down. They should have had that game won. The chance for Raheem Sterling, the chance for Gabby Jesus. And Sergio Aguero is going to eventually need replacing, isn't he? Maybe, if not next year, the year after. So I think there's big surgery to be done. But I actually think Pep Guardiola is going to sign a contract extension. I disagree with the Daily Mirror. I know he's only got 10 months left on his contract, but surely Pep Guardiola is still going to be Manchester City manager, despite the fact the season has been a failure. But City fans, we want to hear from you. Is Pep Guardiola still going to be in the dugout next year, or do you want to see Mauricio Pochettino take over? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Before we dive into our winner, just a quick reminder to subscribe to Football Daily and hit that notification bell to never miss one of our videos. We upload every single day without fail. Let's dive into our winner though, which is Ben Chilwell, at the suggestion of @Martinaldo35, Joe.
Yeah, exciting times for the player because according to the Times, according to the Independent, his move to Chelsea is nearing completion, which is quite incredible. It's picked up some serious pace over the weekend, but there are reports it's going to be for a world record fullback fee. We're talking upwards of £70 million. Now, Leicester City are reportedly holding out for the £80 million figure, but Frank Lampard, who is desperate to sign Ben Chilwell, I don't think he wants to pay the full 80. Leicester are in a great negotiating position, though. They are in a fantastically strong position. They got a huge fee for Harry Maguire. Ben Chilwell's got plenty of time left on his contract, and they know that Chelsea need a left back. So they are going to run Chelsea through the roof. Now, Chelsea are being linked to a lot of players. Still haven't got Havertz over the line, but I'd expect that deal to be done over the coming weeks at about £90 million. I saw Declan Rice being linked over the weekend, especially if defenders leave. Onana continues to be linked. Jan Oblak, which I think is less likely. And Nick Pope is also being linked. He, of course, would be the replacement for Kepa. But they can also ship players out, can't they? The likes of Bakayoko could well go to AC Milan. Emerson Palmieri could leave the club as well. I think Michy Batshuayi will probably go. Ross Barkley will probably go. So they could get a lot of money in. But what I will say is Ben Chilwell worth £80 million? I think United overpaid a lot for Harry Maguire. Maybe 30 million too much. And I would say this is probably a similar sort of overpayment. Maybe 20 to 30 million pounds too much. He's made just 123 Premier League appearances, just 3 years of experience. Of course, a lot younger than Harry Maguire and a full England international as well. But for me, it feels like a similar overpayment to what United did. What do you make of it, Dukes?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think this would be a bit of a mistake, not in terms of the player, but in terms of the fee. Like this is at least a £40 million overpay. I think Ben Chilwell is a good footballer, but is he an outstanding left back just yet? Not quite yet, I wouldn't say. And he didn't actually have the best campaign. He obviously missed 3 games with injury. He had a disciplinary issue in January as well. And after January, his form did take a bit of a hit before he missed the end of the season with injury as well. And actually, his loss of form was actually quite crucial to Leicester City's sort of, I wouldn't say demise, but slump towards the back end of the year. So he made 27 Premier League appearances, 3 goals and 3 assists. Did look much more dangerous in the opposition penalty area than we've seen in previous years. But in terms of his defensive stats, not actually all that impressive. 2.7 tackles and interceptions, that ranks 7th in the Foxes squad. 1.3 key passes, that ranks 8th. And just 0.7 dribbles, which was down 50% on the previous year's 1.4. And of those dribbles that he attempted, he only completed 37%. Which compares to 67% for Marcus Alonso and 73% for Emerson Palmieri. So 2 players that haven't done well at Chelsea, dribble success rate much better than Ben Chilwell's. Obviously it's not just about that, but in terms of his progressive passes as well, only 6 per 90, which was way down on Ricardo Pereira's 7.8. He ranks 6th in Leicester's squad for passes into the penalty area too, so I'm not seeing that much to get overtly excited about. And certainly not pay £80 million for either. And even his defending isn't that impressive. 6th for tackles and interceptions in that squad. He is a strong presser, which is a quite crucial for Lampard and the way he wants to play. 18 pressures per 90, which dwarfs Alonso's 14 and Emerson's 11. And he does dribble. He did a certain amount of ball progression. He might not have been that successful in terms of his dribble completion, but no one carried the ball further in Leicester City's squad. £80 million, definitely an overpay. Is he an improvement on their current options in that area? 100% yes, though. And if they just think... Leicester obviously know that Chelsea have quite a big kitty this summer to go and improve their squad. He's English, so it's going to cost more. And as you say, he signed a new contract in October. So they are in a very strong negotiating position. Leicester City have basically a strategy every summer that they'll only sell one player per summer and use that money to reinvest into the squad. And if you get £80 million for Maguire, £80 million for Chilwell, spend an extra £50 million of your money, and suddenly you've got a massive opportunity to strengthen other areas of your squad, which they'll need to at centre-back depth. They'll probably need a right winger. They could even need obviously a striking replacement for Jamie Vardy as well. I mean, Joe, have you seen these signings from Chelsea and the talk of Havertz, and does this worry you as a United fan? Do you think it's going to be difficult to top Chelsea next year, or are you quite confident?
At the moment, I'm very worried. I think Chelsea are building a significantly stronger squad than Manchester United.
Yeah, it's definitely deeper, isn't it?
Despite probably already having a slightly stronger squad than Manchester United in terms of depth, maybe not in terms of immediate quality. But you look at United's bench last night, and then you look at the potential for Chelsea's bench. Well, I also think Chelsea are doing really well is getting their business done nice and early, so they can come in and acclimatise to the Premier League if they aren't, like the likes of Werner and Ziyech. Or if you're Ben Chilwell and they want to get this deal over the line, he'll be able to come in and join the squad for pre-season. What United seem to be doing is fanning around with one transfer and not getting it done. So yeah, I'm super worried as a Manchester United fan. I think some of the big boys should be worried as well. If they bring Havertz, Werner, Ziyech, Chilwell, and a decent centre-half into the club, Chelsea looks top, man. That is a serious summer for Frank Lampard.
For sure. And with Man City, might be going through a bit of turnover behind the scenes. I think it's going to be difficult for Man City to bed in all these players at once, because they'll possibly have 2 or 3 new defenders. Obviously not ended the season on the best of form either. I think Man City, another loss in David Silva as well, which can't go unnoticed in the dressing room. I think it might be a difficult season for Man City, to be honest. And Chelsea strengthening very strongly. Man United delaying over Sancho. If they get that done, I think they'll be a threat as well. So between 2nd and 4th next year, I think it's going to be absolutely fascinating. But guys, what have you made of Chelsea's business so far? And would Ben Chilwell be a good addition? Let us know in the comments down below. And let's move on to our loser.
Our loser this week, then, is Lionel Messi, because there was some massive breaking news yesterday. This was submitted by Tamish Bahau, but things could go from bad to worse at Barcelona, couldn't they, Dukes?
Absolutely. As we know, as we covered on UCL Review on Friday, which Joe obviously pointed to at the start of the show, Barcelona were humiliated 8-2 at the hands of Bayern Munich. And that has been followed by the news that Lionel Messi wants to leave the club. Yes, Lionel Messi reportedly, wants to leave the club. The Argentinian has been open with his criticism of Barcelona this season, saying after Real won La Liga, "We helped them a lot. We were very erratic, very weak, low-intensity team. If we want to win the Champions League, we have to change a lot." They, of course, didn't, and they got their pants pulled down by Bayern Munich in the most dramatic fashion I've ever seen, really. And the departure of Quique Setien, which we expect to be confirmed before this video goes live, will apparently not be enough to appease the striker. According to eSport Interactivo journalist Marcelo Bechler, who actually broke the Neymar to PSG transfer, so he has been reliable in the past. He says Messi wants to leave whoever comes in as coach. So this is obviously pretty massive news, but obviously it won't be easy. The clause in Messi's contract, which allows him to leave for free each summer, has expired. That expires at the end of May, and his buyout is £635 million. But his contract expires in 2021, and if he agitates enough, it may be easier for Barcelona to let him leave and free up £1.2 million a week in wages, than to go to war with their best ever player. Personally, I can't see this move happening whatsoever. I feel like he's so embedded at Barcelona, it's going to cost, I don't even know how much it would cost, at least 150, 200 million pounds. I'm not sure where he'd even go. I mean, Joe, can you make any sense of this deal?
I mean, just from my perspective, it feels like a bit of a political move on Lionel Messi's part to put pressure on Josep Bartomeu. Obviously, the elections are coming up next year, and it almost feels as if Messi's saying, well, it's either me or Bartomeu, and I think Messi's probably going to win that battle, to be totally honest. But let's just hypothetically pretend this could actually happen, and Lionel Messi could leave the club this summer for... he's never going to leave for £600 million. That's not going to happen. If Barcelona actually ask for a reasonable fee, then you never know. but it's very, very unlikely. Obviously, Manchester City are going to be the most heavily linked team because of Pep Guardiola. Maybe they're looking to add that one last piece of the puzzle to win the Champions League, and Messi would certainly be that last piece of the puzzle. He would be able to get them over the line. But yeah, there is part of me thinking, dudes, why would Messi stay? He's coming towards the twilight of his career now. This Barcelona team needs a massive rebuild from front to back. It needs a whole new change in the boardroom. It needs a new coach. It probably needs 5 or 6 new players in the first team. Looking at the coaching options that are being discussed as well, it seems like Ronald Koeman is the front runner for the position, which doesn't inspire me with loads of confidence, and I'm sure wouldn't inspire Lionel Messi with loads of confidence either. I saw the rumours yesterday, I think it was in Mundo Deportivo, that they said Barca have put 17 players up for sale across the first team and youth teams, including the likes of Luis Suarez, who Ajax are reportedly very interested in, Antoine Griezmann, also potentially on the chopping block. Arthur's obviously gone to Juventus. I think Umtiti was in there, Semedo was in there. So if you're Messi and you're looking at this, you're just thinking this is an absolute show, just all over the place. And do I want to finish my final seasons playing in a show, or do I want to finish my final seasons, potentially at Manchester City under Pep Guardiola in a very sort of cohesive environment where everybody knows what they're doing? It's very well structured at the boardroom level. We've got one of the best coaches in the world, fantastic team, and take that side on to win the Champions League. I would maybe go to Man City, but I think it's just not going to happen.
I think you're right. I think they are further away than they have ever been during his time at the club there. They feel miles away. The nature of that result, but not even just that result. Their loss to Liverpool last year, their loss to Roma the year before, their unconvincing displays in the league. They are miles away from bringing Messi the trophies that he deserves at the end of the year, because he should finish with more Champions Leagues than anyone on the basis of his performances over the last 13 years or so. But I just feel like
win the Ballon d'Or as well, dude. He's not going to be winning Ballon d'Ors in his Barcelona squad, especially when you look at the likes of Lewandowski playing how Lewandowski's playing.
Absolutely.
If you were Messi, just personally, would you be saying, do you know what? Now's my time to move on.
I probably would, to be honest, or at least be making the noises about it to, as you say, put pressure on the board to get in the players they need to drift, cut off some of the dead wood. And obviously it's everyone's fantasy to see Messi play for another club, and particularly as English football fans, we'd love to see him in the Premier League, of course. I just feel any move is going to be so complicated. The one bonus that they have is that the transfer window is open till October, so there's no, there is time to get this done, but I just cannot see it actually happening in reality. Obviously, I'd love to see it happening, but
Same.
I just can't.
His
but
wages
guys,
are too big, man.
Yeah, far too big, and the fee's going to be enormous. The complication with the agents, Barcelona would fall apart behind the scenes. It will be so box office if it does, but it's going to be a story to follow throughout the summer. But guys, do you guys see it happening? Crucially, we want to know from you. And if he does leave, would it be to Man City, or can you see another club getting in there as well? Let us know in the comments down below. Man United in Joe's dreams. But guys, that's all we've got time for on winners and losers for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Let us know what you made of our comments in the comment section down below. And what should they go and do now, Joe?
Yeah, go and watch Sunday Vibes. Yesterday we were talking about how to take your club to the next level. Particular focus on Everton, Southampton and Wolverhampton Wanderers, Dukes.
Wolves, love it. And go check out Saturday's Football Pyramid between Pato and Zach. A bit of controversy again. I might have made a little boo-boo with one of the questions. No. I know, genuinely was my fault this time. But guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.